Guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Ninja the Ninja, and let's get started with Night of Champions. Hi guys, and welcome back to the show. We are in a special episode of Ringside Recap, the PLE Night of Champions, and I had pretty high hopes for this Night of Champions, except for maybe two matches, but I think it's gonna be a pretty good pay-per-view. We know we have the finals for the King and the Queen tournaments. Those are the two matches that I feel kind of iffy about because I feel like they're gonna play in our faces, but I guess we'll see during the show how it's gonna turn to be like. But I'm going to give my last minute predictions in one more time. We have Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker in the steel cage. I'm going with Seth Rollins. Then we have Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints for the Men's United States Championship. I have Trick Williams, easy. Then we have the Women's US Championship. We have Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, and I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. Then we have the King of the Ring finals match with Oba, Femi, and Jey Uso. I, in my heart, want Oba to win, but I heard that they want Jey to win, so I guess we'll see when that happens. And it also goes for the Queen finals match. We have Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. I want it to be Io Sky, but I've seen a lot of Liv Morgan possibilities of winning, but I guess we'll see. And then we have the undisputed WWE Championship match triple threat with Gunther, Cody, and Sammy. And I always said this, for the plot, I want it to be Gunther, but I can kind of see it them going to Cody for this, and maybe a little bit of Sammy, but I don't really see it. But I guess we'll see at the end of the show if I got any of my predictions right. But after all that, let's get started with the show. Okay, y'all, so the first match of the night, we had the Men's King of the Ring finals with Jey Uso and Oba Femi, and it was an okay match. It was decent. I was expecting a little bit more than what they showed on the match. Honestly, I was kind of wrong. I was actually thinking, kind of like the whole world was, and thinking Brock Lesnar was going to come out and do something to Oba Femi, but he didn't. But surprisingly, Oba Femi is your new 2026 King of the Ring, which I honestly was not expecting, but I was hoping he would win. But I honestly think they're going to give it to Jey. Maybe WWE changed their mind last minute because everybody was going to be in an uproar if Jey won. So, yeah, I cannot wait until SummerSlam. Now, this is where I think we're going to see Brock Lesnar. I think this is where we're going to see Brock Lesnar come out and show himself to Oba Femi, since Oba Femi already claimed that he's going to go for Roman for the championship. So we're definitely going to see Brock and Roman and the Bloodline are definitely going to show themselves for Oba. So y'all, we had the next match of the night. We had Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the finals in the Queen of the Ring tournament. And this was a good match. I enjoyed this match. My prediction is right. Io is now the new Queen of the Ring of 2026. And this match, it was good, but a little bit slow paced. And then my only complaint that I have, maybe not even a complaint, maybe it's just the way how Io sold it at the end. So toward the end of the match, Io, kind of tweaked her knee, and the whole rest of the match she was acting like that knee was just damaged. And then towards the end, when she's getting ready to do her moonsault, her knee is absolutely fine. She didn't get up on the turnbuckle slow. She just jumped on there like nothing was happening with her knee. and did the moonsault and got the win over Liv. And then towards the end, she calls out Liv and say that she's going to go against her at SummerSlam for the title. And Liv just looks distraught. And oh, before that even started, Danhausen was supposed to come out and have to have a little moment, but then Liv cut him off, and then Danhausen ended up cursing Liv. So I guess Liv is cursed for the time being. Maybe she will lose that championship because of Danhausen's curse to Io at SummerSlam. But I guess we'll keep an eye. But the new queen of the ring is Io Sky. So the next match of the night, y'all, we had Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker, and this was a 10 out of 10 match. I love this match. Great steel cage match. Before the match even started, you had Steph and Braun throwing kindles, chairs, tables, the trash can, throwing everything to the steel cage so they can just destroy everything and everyone around them. And this was a good fashion match. You didn't have the Vision didn't get involved. None of the Street Profits didn't get involved. Just only Steph and Braun. And Braun ended up getting cut up during the match, so he had, a little blow on his face. The only little tweak I'll have was the ending. Steph did hit Braun with a curb stomp, and then Braun stopped Steph when he tried to go for another one, but they had like this little weird little intermission moment, and then and then Steph just curb stomps Braun again and picks up the win against Braun. So hopefully that ends the Vision and Braun and Steph story. And hopefully we can see Steph now starting to go for a title picture, like maybe Roman or whoever's the winner of Cody's match later on in the show. But this was definitely a 10 out of 10 match, and I would definitely like to see this again between both of them, Steph and Braun, in the future. But this was a great match. So, y'all, the next match of the night, we had Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints for the Men's U.S. Championship. And this was an okay match. I was expecting a little bit better between both of them. Trick did have Little Yachty by his side, but Ricky Saints decided to turn into Eddie Guerrero and act like he got hit by Little Yachty's like diamond Kindle stick, and Yachty ended up getting ejected from the ring at the time. So the match goes on and everything goes on smoothly. So it ended up being Trick retaining his championship. Then towards the end of the match, Ricky Saints was about to jump Trick where Trick wasn't looking, and Little Yachty ended up hitting Ricky Saints with a kendo, but this time it was a regular kendo. I think they tried to think that we didn't notice that you switched to a regular kendo stick than that diamond one that you had, but I saw it. I peeped it. But towards the end, Yachty ended up hitting Ricky with like his version of a people's elbow, and that pretty much ended their whole thing. I was expecting, like I said, a little bit more, but it was still a okay match. Maybe, hopefully, during SummerSlam, we'll get our triple threat with all of them with Carmelo instead. Okay, y'all, so the next match of the night, we had Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's U.S. Championship match. And this match was okay, too. I kind of expected it to be a teeny bit boring. I feel like it was really slow paced. I don't know if it's super slow, because Jade's pacing is a little slow, but Tiffany's is a little fast. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe it was just a weird pacing order. It's like Tiffany tried to pick up the pace, but Jade just stopped it. Just kept being really like kind of just normal pace, really slowish, kind of. But at the end, it started to pick up a little bit because B-Fab and Meechin, they try to get involved with the match. But then Chelsea helped Tiffany, and then also Charlotte Flair came to help Tiffany. Charlotte grabbed the title because Chelsea accidentally knocked it over by pushing one of the girls into it. And Jay was trying to hit Tiffany, but then Charlotte stopped it, and that caused a distraction to Jade, and Tiffany ended up hitting her prettiest moonsault and is still the champion of the women's United States. But something that really got me interested is I think we're definitely going to see a Jade versus Charlotte in the future, because they kept eyeing each other a lot lately. So maybe that's going to be a thing. Probably SummerSlam. I hope so. That'd be really good for them for SummerSlam. But like I said, Tiffany Stratton is still your women's U.S. champion. Okay, y'all, we are in our final match of the night. It was for the WWE Disputed Championship. You had Cody Rhodes, you had Sami Zayn, and we had Gunther. And this was the best match of the night. If it's not this one, then it's definitely Steph and Braun's match from earlier. But this was a great match. I mean, you had the announce tables getting crashed in. Then you had Cody slapping Gunther. Cody was definitely not in his bag this match. I honestly thought Gunther was going to win this, so my predictions out of all these, except for this one, was wrong. So now, guys, Sami is the new champion. I couldn't believe it. I was not thinking Sami was going to win this one. I honestly thought Sami was going to lose this one and he'll win it at SummerSlam in August, but he has won this one. So now it makes me wonder on everyone else about Sami, because Cody and Gunther, I think they're going to try to run it back to get the championship back from Sami, but who knows. But this was a great match. I enjoyed this, definitely 10 out of 10. Triple H was definitely in his hat with this one. He was like, I gotta make this one good. Everybody's getting mad at me. But this was definitely a good match. So congratulations to Sami. This is his first WWE championship ever. I know he held like Intercontinental, I think in United States, I'm not sure which one. Maybe he had both. I don't know. But this is his first big main championship since being at WWE. And all in all, this was a great show. This was an amazing show. I'll give it a solid like 7 out of 10. There were some matches that kind of a little iffy, kind of boring, but I think, like I said, this match and Braun and Steph definitely saved the pay-per-view for me a little bit. And this is gonna be the end of the show. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for sticking in for this PLE of Night of Champions 2026. And I will be back with y'all on Monday to see Monday Night Raw. But if y'all follow me on any of the other socials I have, I will be doing NXT's Great American Bash. I'll be doing a little review on some of the matches during that. So be on the lookout for that if you care to see it. But after all that, thank you for watching. And be sure to follow, like, subscribe, like I said, all the socials, this one, everywhere else. And remember to be blessed, love one another, and mental health matters. Bye.